My blood pressure at the moment, if anything, is too low, not in front of me. To take these and put them in the archives for the future. So I'm really... A small amount of inheritance money when you were 21, didn't you?
Yeah.
And spent some of it, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you're never going to believe what happened. Oh, yeah, it's chilly. Right, giving Russia a walk, and then I've got a bit of a run around day. I need to go and get our weekly shop done at home. So I'm going to go to Lidl. I need to pop in to my doctor's surgery and sort out an appointment to sort out this bleed, hemorrhage, whatever it is in my eye. So apparently it's probably going to be nothing, but I've got to have a diabetes test. It's probably just overexertion of moving things, so the old saying, bust the blood vessel. Anyway, I need to go to the doctor, try and get that sorted out so I can get it done before I go away. I've got a registered letter with all our signatures and witness signatures to get to our solicitors, which is going to be the first job to do. I need to nip to another couple of shops, and then I've got a product review that I offered to do, and the product is pretty crap. So just basically had an email back saying can't do it because your product doesn't work, it's no good. Anyway, so I've had to do a little bit of a video to the manufacturer to show them that what they wanted us to do isn't applicable, and it's getting a bit tricky at the moment. So I'm having to decline a number of items now because I'm not going to be able to get them to me here at home in time to get the products done before I leave for Lincolnshire, and it's a bit too early for me to start getting things sent to the nurseries. Anyway, that's all for another day, but I'm going to finish Rash's walk off and head out onto the road. Charlie, just to send a letter, registered post. So I sent it first class, but you wouldn't get there for 2 weeks. £7.35 just to send a letter. Deary dear, no wonder the post office and Royal Mail are getting into a bit of bother. £7.35 basically for a stamp for an A4 envelope with 6 pieces of paper in it. Right, Neil, stop being grumpy. You couldn't make it up, so obviously no disrespect to the girl on reception, but basically she said, well, what do you want doing? I said, I don't know what I want doing. I said, I just went for an eye test, and I'm told I've got a possible bleed on the eye, a hemorrhage. We don't know whether it's a pressure problem, so I don't know if it's a blood pressure test needs retesting. My blood pressure at the moment, if anything, is too low, not high. And then he's gone about a diabetes check, and I said, well, if I'm having a diabetes check, I'm making an assumption, and making an assumption can be wrong, that I'm going to need to have bloods done. And if I'm going to have my blood test done, I may as well have everything tested at the same time, because obviously I'm check my cholesterol levels and all anyway. She was said, well, what do you want doing? Do you want to see a nurse or a doctor, or do you need a diabetes? I said, I've got no idea. I don't know. I've got no idea. I've been told to bring this letter. So the way we've left it is I've left a letter now for my doctor to have a look at, and all being well, I'll get a phone call back off somebody to say what I need doing. Because I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Right. It's going to be one of them days, isn't it, today? Is it a new thing today? So I've just been over to B&M Bargains, and I've just come out of Lidl, and in both stores there must have been about half a dozen females. That's not being disrespectful to females, but there's been half a dozen females physically on the phones, top of the voices, letting the whole wide world know what's going on. And most annoying, both checkouts that I've just been to, I've had a woman in front of me. I need to get a car now. Neil, you've got to stop being grumpy, Neil. Stop it. Right. That's shopping and bits and bobs done. I've managed to do something that I've been meaning to do for 30 years, possibly, since the early 90s. Back in the day, as some of you know, I've got a photographic background. as a professional photographer that is actually earning a living out of the industry, not a professional photographer that isn't a professional photographer. Anyway. So I was also a press photographer for a local newspaper. It was only a small newspaper, and I'm not too sure exactly why, but I kept all of the. I think most of the newspapers, issue number 44, from back in the day. I don't really know why I kept them. Anyway, I did keep them. And I was a bit of a stickler, because when I was covering news stories, so here's 31st of the 9th, 1991. They say that I've been paid 18th of the 10th, 1991, negative 1A, negative. I've got all the negative numbers here. Riddings Road, all of this collection. Oh my golly, don't believe I've just found that. That's Desmond Probert. Can't believe I've just found that. Right, that's, sorry. Anyway, I've got the full collection of negatives. Well, these little newspapers, some of these negatives have just got a bit damaged now. But fortunately, I also, somewhere, have got most of these scanned into digital formats. And on top of that archive, I actually have a full box here with hundreds, if not thousands, of old historical photographs. So this is the Well Green Shops, and in there where we live now. Again, these were taken for these. I think this was Mystery Shoppers, Town Crier, Frank Sidebottom. Frank Sidebottom, Christmas Unveiling, Simply Independent Offices, Royal Visit. I can't remember who it was now. That's a princess. Footballers, Bobby Charlton. I've got so many old photographs, and basically one of the council-run historic archives. I'm not too sure why that's in there. Neil Taylor in the Woods. I'm not too sure why. Sorry, I've got Trafford Local Archive Studies are willing to take these and put them in the archives for the future. So I'm really absolutely thrilled to bits if I can get this done and dusted. Because if you like local history, there is some gems in here, some absolute gems. I've even got more negatives, and the mad thing is a lot of these, I can actually remember the story to why the photographs were taken. So even though this was 1991, 92, 93, that sort of period, I can actually remember a lot of why I took the photos. Unlike wedding photography, where people say to me, "Oh, you photographed our wedding," I'm going, "Oh, yeah." I don't remember hardly any of the weddings that I photographed. But yeah, look at this here. I am absolutely chuffed to bits that all being well, I've got a home for these. And as I say, there's a lot. So that's going to go into the local studies archive. Brilliant. Well chuffed with that. Time to take down a poster. Let's come down the bottom of our stairs. That's what we see every day. No fear. Don't let your fears stand in the way of your dreams. I've had this for many years, many years. Time for it to come down. Here you go. There's Lucy and Lee. Was it? I think it was it Billy Smart Circus. I'm not too. No, Gandhi Circus with the Gandhi elephant. Now, somewhere in here, I had a couple of very small hard drives, which I seem to have lost. I need to find. Right, we've got the... It's really weird, the house is starting to sort of get that echoey noise. There you go, all gone now. That sort of echoey noise as furniture's going. Goodness. Right, so can any of you out there guess who this handsome young man is here? Anybody got any idea who he is? I think if you're a viewer to the Campsite Warden channel, and not my own personal channel, I don't think you've ever been in a video.
No.
You got hundreds of videos on the other channel when you were younger. This is Lee, my baby, my little baby boy, who's a bit camera shy. We've not seen you for a while, have we?
No.
So Lee has been on. He's been on some. Lee's been on some adventures, and I think I'm going to do an entire interview with Lee all about what's happened in the last period of time, 18 months, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Lee is... It's complicated, this. We're going to open up Lee's Christmas presents coming up next and everything like that, but I think what we'll do, I think we'll get a longer clip with you about life that took a turn 18 months ago or so. Oh dear, right. So this is Lee Adam Taylor.
Yeah.
Have I got that right?
Yeah.
Born in October 28th. 4th. So it's Sam's birthday, isn't it? And, so you're 20. Are you 23 this? You're 22 now?
Yeah, I think I'm 22.
Yeah, you're 22 now. And Lee got a small amount of inheritance money when you were 21, didn't you?
Yeah.
And spent some of it, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you're never going to believe what happened. We'll come back to Lee in a bit, and we'll try and get Sandra on here. So Sandra's working upstairs in a minute. I said to Sandra, we've got a visitor. So Sandra come running downstairs thinking, who is it? And also when Rasha, who's with us as well, when Rasha was a puppy, Rasha was your dog, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So Lee and Rasha were, well, you really bonded, didn't you? Really bonded. So Lee's seen Rasha again, isn't it, Rash? And we're gonna cook a spag bowl together, aren't we?
Yeah.
Should we open up the presents first?
Yeah.
I think we should. It's just like Christmas Day, isn't it? It's like Lucy's not here, or Caden, or Simon. Hey. It was a bit of a surprise, wasn't it?
It was.
Who did you think that when I said I've got somebody, I found somebody, I think I said. What did
No, you didn't say that. You said, we've got a visitor, and he had that sort of face that you have if you'd found a mouse or something like that, as it was my fault and you'd found a mouse. So it's like, came down, it's like, it wasn't a mouse at all, it was Ali.
Right, so what we'll do, we'll have another quick 2-minute chat with Lee, but I'm going to have a further chat with Lee, which we're going to incorporate on another video, isn't it? So you've just helped do tea, haven't you? You've been cutting all the mushrooms. What have we just had?
Spaghetti bolognese.
It's all right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Helped Dad cook. So me and Lee, we used to cook together, didn't we, when you were growing up and things like that?
Yeah.
And you taught to be very independent, taught to go camping, cooking.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about having Christian values, weren't we, and things like that, yeah?
Yeah.
And Lee's got quite an extraordinary story to tell, which I'm going to do with Lee and bring onto another vlog. But this vlog it's a bit all over the show because it's been a long day today, Lee. I can't remember. I've been to B&M's, been to the doctors, I've got myself in with the doctor to have a look at whatever's going on with the back of my eye. We'll have a blood test and blood pressure test done and all that. You were here when that was happening, isn't it? So it's all geared up now with the nurseries. You're all geared up with the new house, and you're all geared up with a house for sale. And all being well, I'm going to try and have a full sibling catch up for the weekend, aren't we?
Yeah.
That'd be nice, that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So what we say at the end of the video, Lee, we always finish off with like,
Au revoir.
oh, you said you haven't been watching my videos.
Well, you actually finished.
Yeah, so Sandra says au revoir, or toodle pip, or my new one is stay tuned in for another video coming from the campsite. You said au revoir. Yeah. Don't say au revoir to our viewers, Lee.
Au revoir.